All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 352 Blitz. It is already episode 12, making us, I think that's 3 months, right? 3 month mark since our
Yep.
rebrand. Time is flying. Trying to stay consistent as possible for you guys, like we said. But yeah, we're here another week. Um, if you guys missed the announcement last week, we said they're going to start going on Wednesdays now from here on out because obviously because of Monday Night Football and whatnot. So we'll be doing Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock 8:30 Eastern every week for you guys. So, but yeah, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, you can find us everywhere, and that includes Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and all that stuff at 352 Blitz. All one word, all simple stuff. And I think that's it for announcements. Unless you want to add anything, Ed.
No.
Cool. All right. Obviously, like you guys see, me and Ed today. Omar, our buddy's out in Europe, having the time of his life, but he'll be back next week. And our other friend Justin's a little bit busy, but if he has time, he's gonna hop on with us later on. Okay. But all right. So first thing we want to talk about is we got a question for you, Ed. So what's like some raw talent that you've never seen reach their full potential in the NFL? You think about that one player.
Hmm. That's
Tough.
tough. That's tough. That's tough. Let me
Mind if I
see.
go first while you think about it?
Yeah, go ahead. Think about it.
Bet. So first guy that comes to mind for me was Josh Gordon. Um, it's not even. It's just the fact that he couldn't get out of his own way, and I think a lot of players like that have people. The people that surround them just don't have their best interests. You know, if you have real friends, they're going to tell you straight up, "Yo, bro, like trying to, play ball and mess around with weed and whatnot. It just doesn't mix. It's never going to work out for you. So it's sad to see, but that's one guy that if he was really like had his head stuck in the game, he really wanted to be great. I think he could have been just as good as like D Hop or something like that. You know what I mean? Because his first and second year in the league, he was cooking everybody. You know what I mean? And around that time, that's when we had a lot of good corners like Richard Sherman. We had, I don't know if that's when Stephen Gilmore was in his prime as well. Like he was giving all this kind of guys trouble in his first and second year in the league. You know what I mean? So, like I said, if he had the right people around him in his third or fourth year in the league going up, he would have definitely been one of the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL in this time, in my opinion. Who you got at?
Um, so I'm gonna say Trent Richardson.
Mm, yeah.
I'm gonna say Trent Richardson. In high school he was a monster. What he did in Alabama is historical. He was running the ball 20, 30 times in a game. Rushed for it. I don't even know how many yards he rushed for. Touchdowns, led Alabama to two national championships, if not three. I don't know. It was two. It was two. So, but then he transferred over to the NFL, and it never clicked with the Browns. And never whatever what happened. And you can't say that the Browns' offensive line was bad because that's when they had Joe Thomas, who's a Hall of Famer, and that whole line was very, very good. For whatever reason, sorry about that. For whatever reason, it just never clicked. But his talent was something that you couldn't really teach at all.
Yep.
His strength was different. His vision was different. But once he got to the NFL, that vision kind of like I think for him just slowed down for him, while the NFL was like too fast for him. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. So Trent Richardson.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I remember. I think this was 2010 when Alabama came to UF, and I remember this vividly. Andre DeBose returned the open day kickoff, and I was hyped, in my living room cheering, and then Trent Richardson just literally like we could not stop him. Like I think he averaged like 7 yards to carry that game, and like that's like my earliest memory of him. And then seeing him obviously go on that year to be LSU in the national championship and whatnot, and they continue to like do his thing. That's somebody that you thought was going to have a really good NFL career. You know what I mean? So it's just sad to see that, like you said, it just didn't pan out right. And I also remember reading his story that his family like was just using him, like used up all his money. Like they had like 9 different like Netflix accounts going on. They were buying cars in his name, using up all of his money, doing all this stuff, buying houses and cars. Like it's just like when your own family is like not really supporting you, kind of just like setting up for failure. It's just like damn, you know what I mean? It's sad to
Yeah,
see, but
I agree.
yeah, for
So
sure.
some honorable mentions for me was uh Dante Fowler.
Yeah,
I think that he was a third overall pick. I thought that he was going to be an absolute monster in the NFL. And I mean, he's had a successful career, but it wasn't nothing like what we expected. And then the other one that's for sure, this is not his fault at all. Sharif Floyd. Sharif Floyd with the Minnesota Vikings had an injury. The doctor messed up his knee even more, and unfortunately had to medically retire from the NFL. But he was an absolute monster with the Minnesota Vikings.
yeah, facts. Like now, the more I think about it, there's like a lot of guys that pop up in my head. Like I think Jameis Winston should have been a lot better than he was. Obviously, like Tebow, and it wasn't his fault, right? He got traded to the Jets or the Patriots, something like that, and then he got stuck in like a bad QB situation. Then he went to the Patriots. You're not going to get playing time with Tom Brady starting. You know what I mean? So it just kind of like things went on here from there. So it's sad to sit here and think about all the talent that was kind of like wasted, you could say, in NFL. But there's hopefully we don't get to see that more as time goes along. Hopefully we get to see these people who actually do good in college actually do good in the NFL too as well. Because it's also a known trend that a lot of people who win Heisman trophies in college football don't really do well in the NFL for some reason. I noticed that. So like we said, hopefully we don't see that more in the future. But next topic we want to talk about. So I think obviously both of us have loved football since we were little boys. But who, obviously NFL players, but who made you love the sport of football?
For me, it was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson with Oklahoma, and then going over to the Vikings. What he was able to do, I was like, man, this is crazy. How he's running over people and nobody can stop him. He definitely made me fall in love with football.
For sure. I think, man, because I think I mentioned this before on why I became a Ravens fan. I love Ray Lewis. I think he is a top 3 linebacker of all time. He's the reason why I'm a Ravens fan. He's the guy that made me want to play football as well. So I would say Ray Lewis just because he cared so much about the game and like he knew how to motivate people around him, which you don't really see a lot in the NFL. Like when you see people trying to make like speeches to get their teams going, it's kind of like cringy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when Ray Lewis did it, like you would feel that shit. You know what I mean? And I think we all remember his, iconic dance he does before he comes out on the fields and stuff like that. That's just somebody that made you love playing football. You know what I mean? So definitely Ray Lewis for sure. And like I want to talk about honorable mention as well. I don't know why, but I love Tom Brady, even though like he's a big rival of mine. Like I just love him because like you just had to respect him. You know what I mean? Like he's at least for now greatest quarterback ever. I think Mahomes might pass him low key in his career, but I still think like Tom Brady is just like damn well like you never better not ever bet against him. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely my honorable mention. But moving along. Sorry, I got a text. I apologize. Okay, we talked about this earlier in the week in the group chat with some controversy. Shout out to Seabass, right? About top 4, about the top 4 NFL QBs currently in the NFL right now. And he tried to make a case saying Jalen Hurts is the second best QB in the league. What do you have to say about that statement? And then after that, kind of give us your top 4 NFL QBs.
So, what I have to say about that statement is, I mean, I get it, right? Like we were all cooking Seabass up. I understand where he's coming from, but at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts has only had one successful season.
Yeah.
Right. And he was using the argument, well, he took the team to the Super Bowl. Well, let's not act like the NFC East. I mean, the NFC was anything great, right?
Right.
Other than the 49ers, it was just the 49ers and the Eagles. But let's give credit where the credit is due. Yes, he took the team to the Super Bowl, but have you seen his team? He has one of the best offensive linemen in history.
Yeah.
He has Devontae Smith, Goddard, and he has AJ Brown as his weapons. Not to mention the number one defense in the league, who just got better, by the way, in this NFL draft. So I get where he's coming from. Like, yeah, he took the team to the Super Bowl, and his argument, like the argument that we were having, that he brought up, he's like, yeah, this is a hot take, but I think that Josh Allen is overrated. And we were like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
And that opened up a can of worms that nobody really agreed with him at all, right? They agree with him saying he said Josh Allen is maybe top 5 quarterback. That to me, you don't watch football. I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but if you think that Josh Allen is not a top 5 quarterback, you gotta have to name who 3, 4, and 5 are.
Yeah.
Right. And my list is Patrick Mahomes, right, at 1.
Yeah.
And there's a big space. And I don't think there's any arguments, right? You can't make any arguments with Mahomes being number 1. Because I think that he, like you said earlier, he might go down as the best quarterback of all time if he goes on his trajectory, of course.
Yeah.
But I have Pat Mahomes, big space. For me, I put Josh Allen at 2. But I respect that. I can respect people putting Lamar Jackson at 2. I have no problem with that. Lamar Jackson took a YMCA team and he got an MVP, right? Let's give credit where credit is due. So 2A and 2B can be Josh Allen and Lamar. No problems. And then I put Burrow. I put Burrow at 4, and then I put Jalen Hurts.
Gotcha. So basically, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
No, go ahead.
No, what I was saying is, first off, I want to get my thoughts on what Seabass said. Like you said, we were cooking him up and you were going at him hard, but like we were thinking about it as if to say that Josh Allen just isn't a top 5 QB or maybe can or cannot be top 5 is just like you're not watching football. You know what I mean? Or you're just being a hater at that point. Like I thought he was just trying to get Orlando mad. I thought he was just trying to get a rise out of Orlando, make him mad. I'm like, there's no way he's being serious. But as we talked to him more, he was dead serious. I'm like, oh shit, okay. But I see, like you said, I see where he's coming from. Just like you said, he has the best offensive line in history. He has, in my opinion, the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. I think that he has the best front 7. I mean, has the best defense overall, and like one of the best front 7s in the league as well. Who just got better, like you said. So it's like if you put Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, anybody else in that offense are going to do just as good or better. You know what I mean? But like you can't say the same for the Chiefs. Like you can't. We don't think that the Chiefs would be just as good if they put Josh Allen there or Jalen Hurts or Lamar there, right? But like we know damn well if we put Mahomes and any other team, the Ravens, Bills, Eagles, that's Super Bowl team right there. No question about it, So, but to make my list, I got Mahomes at the top on the ceiling, right? And then like 2 floors below that, I got Josh Allen at 2. I got Lamar at 3, and then I got Burrow at 4. And then kind of rounding it out, I got Josh Allen. I got Justin Herbert and Jalen Hurts kind of tied at that 5 spot for me, just because Justin Herbert is a dog. I fuck with Justin Herbert's game. I like the way he plays, and Jalen Hurts is great too as well. I think he's slowly getting better, and I think that he found a team obviously that's going to stay with for a long time in the NFL and continue to grow and continue to get better. So yeah, man, it's tough conversation to kind of talk about as well, but yeah. There's saying Josh Allen just isn't top 5 or may or may not be top 5. It's just you don't know what you're talking about.
It's let's be quite honest here. That is a horrible take.
Yeah.
Saying that Josh Allen is maybe a top 5, I just don't even see. Like you can say Justin Herbert, okay. I got Allen before them, right? I got Allen before. So Trevor Lawrence is not better than Josh Allen. I don't think Justin Herbert is better than Josh Allen. Yeah. So we're talking about 6 and 7 there. 8. Who the heck is 8?
Yeah.
Who's 8 in the Kyler Murray? He's injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's tough to think about.
Deshaun Watson. Yeah, no, like none of those quarterbacks are better than Josh Allen. Josh Allen with the Bills is the only player on. Well, not the only player. Him and Diggs are the only two players on that team. That offensive line is not that very good. The running backs are garbage. Let's just be honest with that. And Gabe Davis, Gabe Davis had that monster game versus the Chiefs a couple years ago. But other than that, in the regular season, he's not anything that stands out, right? And Knox is not, he's decent at tight end, but he's not elite.
Yeah.
And that defense is good, even though CBS said, "Oh, they have the number 2 defense last year." That defense was cooked all year. They couldn't stop the parked car, and there were a lot of injuries too, right? Like there was a lot of injuries. Von Miller was missing basically the whole season. What's his name? The cornerback from LSU.
White.
Yeah, White. He was injured for most of the year. You had 2 rookie cornerbacks playing most of the year. Poyer is not that good of a safety. Your other safety, Edmonds, was okay.
Yeah.
Like Josh Allen is the Bills, and the Bills is Josh Allen at this point.
Right. I agree, especially with Diggs kind of getting older and kind of mentally. I think he mentally checked out, something like that with them. Like I know there's some drama, like the week or so after they lost to the I don't know who they lost to. I think it was the Bengals. They lost to in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then there was like some drama going on with them. But like you said, Josh Allen is the Bills. Like remember in 2021 in the playoffs when Josh Allen got the lead with 13 seconds left, and then Pat Mahomes happened. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing you can do about that. He should have won that game in my opinion. But it is what it is. But yeah, I think everybody who watches football, who has eyes and understands football, knows that Josh Allen is a top 3 QB in the NFL. I think everybody can agree with that for sure. But all right, moving on with the main topic of today, and kind of that's what's been going around in the NFL world the past couple of weeks is Hopkins, right? If you guys don't know, he recently got released from the Cardinals, which I think is kind of dumb on their end. Like, if you have a top NFL wide receiver, you want to get something for him. But the fact that they just released him makes me look at their front office kind of sideways, but it is what it is. But yeah, he got released, and now he's a free agent, which means he can go wherever the fuck he wants to go, right? So, and I'm gonna let you talk. Where do you think he ends up, or where do you think he might go? What top teams will look good with him? You know what I mean? What do you think?
So I hope that he does not go to the Kansas City Chiefs. I hope that doesn't happen. But the Kansas City Chiefs are definitely a destination that I can see him going to. The Buffalo Bills is another destination I see him going to. So first of all, let's rewind, and I'm going to agree with you. The Arizona Cardinals releasing a player like D-Hop doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Because maybe you were looking for a second round or a third round or whatever, right? Cool. But even if you only get like a 5th or a 6th or a 7th, why don't you acquire those picks? They're not hurting you. You're acquiring more stuff for you to be able to trade for another player, be able to, whatever it is, or draft another player. But you choose to release him, or he can go anywhere in the NFL. He's an unrestricted free agent, so it doesn't make any sense for me. But yeah, I see Kansas City being a destination. I see the Bills being a destination. I've seen rumors of maybe the Bills. I'm not the Bills. The Ravens being there, the Saints being in there, which doesn't really make sense to me for the Saints. But I think that ideally the top 2 teams that he should be considering are the Chiefs and the Bills.
Yeah.
There's not even a question. There shouldn't even be a question, right?
Yeah.
Because if you imagine Pat Mahomes with Hopkins as your wideout, you got Tony in your slot, you have Travis Kelce as your tight end, and then you can have Valdez-Scantling at your other wideout, or that rookie wide receiver that you drafted. Not Tillman. Who did they draft? They drafted a really good wide receiver out of somewhere. Anyways, the point is, those are the two teams.
Right. Right. And I was trying to pull up the list. I remember he was on a podcast. He made like a list of what he wanted to go to a while back. I found part of it. But so DeAndre Hopkins' wish list is a team with stable management. That's not a big ask, right? A QB who brings everybody on board and loves the game. That's Mahomes, right? And Josh Allen too as well. And a great defense. So with that criteria in mind, like the first team you kind of think of, especially with the great defense part, is definitely either the Bills or the Ravens. You say great defense, right? And we all know Kansas City defense isn't really that good or that great, but when you think about stable management, that's Kansas City, because I think the way they're kind of like playing, using Mahomes in his prime is beautifully. You know what I mean? They have a revolving door at wide receiver to where anybody they plug in could be great for them. Like, they're playing beautifully. And you think about, like I said, QB who loves the game, brings everybody on board. That's Mahomes, that's Josh Allen, and then that's Lamar Jackson, right? So I think everybody can kind of agree that the top three teams are definitely the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Bills. Now, I do not want to see him in red and white next fall. My heart would sink. I'll be sick as hell, but I wouldn't be surprised. And it's not like a snake move for him to go there, right? It's not like he's going to like a super loaded team. You know what I mean? It's like he's going to the Eagles. He's just going to a team that has an open wide receiver one spot where he could go in there, produce immediately, and play with the QB that he deserves to play with. Now, think about it. Think about his career with the Texans as well. He's played for like 4 different QBs when he was there. He had 2 or 3 different head coaches. The front office was horrible. They managed his prime horrible when he was there in Houston. Especially when you think about the fact that they were fighting for an AFC Championship spot every year he was there, and they still somehow fumbled it every single time. I think that he kind of deserves to play with Pat Mahomes at this point in his career. You know what I mean? Because of all the stuff he's really been through. But yeah, I think he's going to go to the Bills or the Chiefs easily. I'll be sick as hell, but if I had to pick between the Bills and the Chiefs, I would rather him go to the Bills. Shout out to Orlando, but it's just I couldn't imagine, like I couldn't fathom the fact that he would be in red and white next fall and seeing him and Mahomes break records together. I'll be sick forever.
I also saw that he was maybe interested in joining back with Deshaun Watson, and that would be over at the Browns. Which, I mean, if you add that, I mean, the Browns do have a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
And they have Amari Cooper. They have Njoku. They have a phenomenal running back in Nick Chubb. Let's just hypothetically add D-Hop to that team. That's a playoff team, no doubt.
Yeah. The AFC North is already crowded anyway. You know what I mean? It's already a toss-up. Let's be honest. It's a toss-up in the AFC North. And I think the only team we were like saying that might not be able to make up, win the AFC North was the Browns. And if they get him, it's for sure like wide open. It's important.
If they get him, honestly, for me, and this is just me, and maybe I'm jumping the gun, but I think that if they do get DeAndre Hopkins, it's the AFC North is for them to lose, because to me, they have a complete defense already. Last year, they won 7 games, but Deshaun Watson missed 12 or 10 of the games, right?
Oh, yeah, he did.
And then you adding Amari Cooper, who's one of the best route runners in the NFL. You add Hopkins, who's one of the most dominant wide receivers in the NFL. Nick Chubb is to me, is the best running back in the NFL. They have a pretty good offensive line. Not even decent. They have a pretty good offensive line. For me, it would be for them to lose, because right now I have the Bengals just because the firepower that they have offensively.
Yeah.
But the Bengals, they took a lot of steps back in the defense. Their cornerbacks are not as good. Their safeties are not as good. So I think that if the Browns were to add him, absolutely is for the Browns to lose. Absolutely.
I didn't think about. I forgot that he did miss the first. What you said, the first 12 games of last season, and in fact they still won 7 games is phenomenal. Damn, I forgot about that part. I would have to agree with you, Ed. I think if they have D-Hop, Coop, Njoku, Chubb, Deshaun Watson, and then Myles Garrett, Clowney, Denzel Ward, a great defense, like you said, and they don't win the AFC North, that's kind of a fail on that part, right? But then that makes me think about D-Hop's criteria when he said he wanted a great management, right? I mean, a great front office. It's like their front office is horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Horrible. So it's just like, if he signs with them, I'm going to look at him a little bit sideways, because you did say you wanted a great front office, which I see why you want that. And if you go to the Browns, who has been notorious for like making horrible draft picks, misusing guys' primes, somehow always being horrible, you know, why would you go there? But then again, it's like him and Deshaun Watson have a great connection already. So it's just like, I don't know, bro. It's a toss-up for sure. But I would be just as sick to see him go to the Browns as I would see him go to KC as well, you know, because now we have to worry about Cooper's already scary as hell already, right? It's like we have to put Mark. When I think about the Ravens, they already have to put Marlon Humphrey on Coop. It's like, damn. All right, so now we got 2 wide receiver ones on the same fucking team. Excuse me. You know, it's tough, bro. It's tough. So I'll be sick. Hopefully he goes to the Bills. I hope that he goes to the Bills. Shout out to Orlando again. That's my boy. But I don't know, bro. Wait and see. It's tough. But yeah, we'll see, bro. We'll see. So recently, moving on now. Recently, we saw that the NFL made a mandatory third QB roster rule, which means like if a team has 53 players on their roster and they only have like 2 QBs on their roster, they can go ahead and get the third QB, and it wouldn't penalize them, right? And we saw that Travis Kelce absolutely hates that QB rule. And I'm going to pull up what he said really, really quick. Give me a quick second. Sorry for not being prepared, guys. Oh. One second. I think I put it in here. All right, here it is. All right, so Travis Kelce said it destroys the NFL, and it's absolutely stupid. And he cussed a little bit there. I'm not going to say it as well, but he's saying the NFL basically said that if the 49ers had the third QB, they would have gone to the Super Bowl. And I don't really get his outrage. Honestly, I don't see why he's that mad over it. Do you see why he's mad over it,
Ed? I think that the reason that he's mad at it is because they're kind of discrediting the 49ers. I mean, the Chiefs from winning the Super Bowl in a way. And the reason that I say that is because I think, and what many people think, is that if the 49ers had a decent QB, if they had Purdy, right? Purdy's his name. If they had Purdy, that full NFC Championship game, that game would have been a lot different than what it went through, right? And so the way that he's seeing it is like it's discrediting the Eagles and it's discrediting the Chiefs for making to the Super Bowl. But more ideally, more specifically, sorry about that. I got distracted with some noise that this made. So more important and more specifically, I think is like the Chiefs, the 49ers should have won the Super Bowl this year, but because they only had 2 QBs in their roster, they weren't able to make it far enough to make it to the Super Bowl. So I feel like that's why he's outraged. To me, it's not that. I mean, why would you not want 3 ready QBs on your team, right? Why do you only want 2? That right. You don't only want 2 is idiotic, because if Pat Mahomes goes down, but then right behind him you have a Brissett, or you have a I don't know, some other quarterback that can be there ready to go, instead of dropping another player and adding adding a quarterback, you're able to keep that player in that salary and use him appropriately if you want to, and then you can just add another quarterback. So what's the big issue with Travis Kelce? I don't know.
Yeah, I like what you brought up, the fact that it's kind of discrediting the Super Bowl. I don't think that's really true. I don't think the NFL is trying to say the Chiefs shouldn't have won the Super Bowl, or it would have been different and whatnot, because they already beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl anyway, So I don't think they're trying to even bring that up. I don't get it. I don't get why he's mad. I think it was worth still talking about why he was mad, or trying to see where he was coming from at least. But I think that it's fair. If a team is in the playoffs and they get
two of the quarterbacks hurt, and then they got to go play another game next weekend. I think they should be able to sign two quarterbacks, to have in case their third could gets hurt again. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good rule. I agree with the rule. I think the NFL did a great job incorporating that. It also gives people another chance to have a job as well, too, because I think I said this before. I would love to be a third, fourth-string QB on the NFL roster. I come to practice, throw 40, 50 slants, do some conditioning, get free sideline tickets, get paid millions to chill. I would take it. You know what I mean? I would love to.
So I want to go back with something that you said earlier. Mm-hmm. You said that if the 49ers would have made it to the Super Bowl, they would have won anyways. So did you not give the Eagles any chance at all?
I think because the way looking back on that game as well, thinking about how the game went down and how the 49ers defense was, they were getting cooked in the first quarter, and then they kind of slowly started figuring things out. But then the fact that they had to keep going back on the field. They had to play. I think they played 30 minutes that game, or 35 minutes, something crazy like that game. You're not going to win when you have to play your defense 30 minutes of the game. You know what I mean? You're going to lose every single time. So I think it would have gave them a better chance to win. I think that the Eagles still deserve to be in Super Bowl. I think they played great, whatever. But I don't know, bro. I think it would have been a totally different game. And I think that if Brock Purdy would have played with the momentum he had going on throughout the playoffs and the regular season, I think they would have won that game. But I gave the Eagles a chance, obviously, and they showed, that they should have at least won the Super Bowl, at least had a good chance too. But, I think that either way, I don't know, bro. It's tough. But I still think the 49ers would have won if they would have been healthy, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
My bad. But yeah, I don't know. But one more thing I wanted to talk about as well, at least on this topic, is Travis Kelce said one more thing I forgot to mention really, really quick.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So Travis Kelce was sitting down with with Robert Goodell. He was sitting down in their podcast with his brother. They have a little podcast.
Yeah.
And he was asking, what would you think if per game there was a hockey fight allowed in the NFL?
Kelce asked Goodell that?
Yes.
Bro.
And so I want to ask you, what do you think about that? What do you think about the NFL allowing one fight per game?
Bro, football's already kind of fighting itself, especially in the trenches. So it's already fighting right there. I think that's stupid as hell, in my opinion, because you gonna get somebody really hurt with that shit. Somebody gets mad and takes off their helmet and swings it at somebody. Like we saw.
No helmets, hockey fight.
Oh, just straight fist.
Just you grab the pad and you straight haymakers.
Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with hockey, so I didn't know what you're trying to say. I apologize. But yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that's stupid. I think someone's gonna hurt themselves. If you punch somebody's helmet with your fist, you're gonna break your fucking hand easily. I think, like I said, football itself is already fighting. In my opinion, you got to tackle somebody every single play for the play to end. Especially if you're in the trenches, you get physical every single play. That's why everybody has CTE in football because of how violent it is. It's already violent enough. We don't need people fighting now. You know what I mean? It's just going to take away from the game. It's going to waste everybody's time. I don't care to see people fighting. No, I don't agree with it. What do you think?
I say do it, man.
Fuck it.
I say do it. Screw it. You're already beating each other up, right?
Yeah.
Take your helmets up, go in the middle of the field, and punch the player. Now, this is the thing, though. If you're going to allow that to happen, you have to allow the quarterbacks to be hit too. That's the only way that I see it. If it's going to be a random nobody in a bench that's player 74 out of a 75 roster, I don't care about that fight. I want to see main players hitting each other.
Yeah.
Well, this is prime example, man. Prime example in Xavier Rhodes versus OBJ, that 2016 season where they were going at it, and Rhodes absolutely clamped them down, and they were fighting on the field and pushing each other out of bounds and everything like that. Put them in the middle of the field, take your helmet off, Fight it for 30 seconds. 30 seconds
Yeah.
would be fine. 30 seconds. People would tune in more to watch it. Yo, there's that one fight per game that's gonna happen. And then guess what? Say one time Josh Allen gets hit. Josh Allen gets hit in the face. It gets hit rough by somebody.
Okay.
He wants to hit a DN in the face too. People are gonna tune in. People are gonna tune in, bro. That's the thing. Like people are going to tune in because why do people tune into hockey? Because there's fights, there's violence, there's people flying through the wall, there's all that. So you add that dimension to the NFL. I feel like a lot more people would tune in, and it would be a different aspect to add to football.
Yeah.
A little bit or more spice to a football game. Yo, you saw how Josh Allen knocked out the cornerback? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Or Myles Garrett hitting Mason Rudolph legally. Not with a damn helmet.
Yeah. Yeah. Question real quick. So was Travis Kelce for it, or was he just trying to just talking shit just to talk shit?
No, Travis. I mean, he was for it because he says that a lot of fans were for it. Like a lot of fans I'm pretty sure a lot of fans on his podcast were mentioning, oh, they should allow a hockey fight per game.
Yeah.
And Goodell was just like, yeah, I'll bring it up to the people up there. We'll see what happens. He was just laughing it off.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's something that's just like, because talk about, I remember, I don't know if that was Xavier Rhodes or if that was Josh Norman that OBJ was fighting that one year. I think it was 2016, like you said. I think it might have been Josh Norman, not Xavier Rhodes. Because what did you think against the Panthers, right?
Well, I remember OBJ getting into two different arguments. I remember Josh Norman, and then he also did Xavier Rhodes.
Okay. My bad, never mind then. But yeah, it's just like, I think Josh Norman would have knocked OBJ's ass out. You know what I mean? I sincerely think Josh Norman would give OBJ the gloves. And then now let's say somebody gets knocked out. All right. Now we don't get to watch him play for the rest of the game. Now the game's kind of ruined now because we wanted to see him kind of continue to go at it. And then Josh Norman just straight up just decked his ass, knocked his ass out. He's in the middle of the goddamn Giants logo, sleep. Now what? You know what I mean? Like, this man wake up seeing stars for real, bro. It's like, oh shit, okay, so now what? Now our best player on the team is knocked out over some fight. Coach is over there mad as hell. You know what I mean? So
hey, man, you know how much, as an offensive lineman, how much crap cornerbacks talk.
That's true.
Right? And so you hear them talking, you say, let's say you're Kelsey. You hear the cornerback talking crap to AJ Brown the whole time, and you just like, yo, AJ Brown, there's still a fight allowed. Knock his ass out in the middle of the field, so we don't have to hear him anymore.
Yeah, I think because now I think about it, you remember Phillip Rivers used to talk crazy shit when he was playing?
Yep.
You know what I mean? I remember there was like a mic'd up series, and then like it was like the Chargers versus, or I don't know if this is when he was with the Colts or the Chargers, but he was playing against the Jags one time, and he was like talking crazy to one of the DNs, and it was like kind of pissing me off. I'm like, I would love to see him get knocked out. Like, I think if it's somebody I would love to see get knocked out to do it, that'd be fine. Like, I would love to see who do I hate in the NFL? Who pisses me off?
The Bosa brothers.
Yes. Oh yeah. Roy to MLK. Hell yeah. I would love to see them, especially.
You put Penei Sewell body slam one of the Bosa brothers in the middle of the field.
Facts.
Oh, I'm tuning the hell in.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying now. If that aspect, okay, yeah. If that's something that I hate, I fucking hate their guts to see them get knocked out. I would love to do it, especially NBA too. If they do the NFL, I do the NBA too. Fuck it, because like Pat Bev be talking too much shit. He's annoying as hell. Grayson Allen, that's somebody I would love to see get knocked out in the NFL, in the NBA. Like as long as it's somebody that I hate, that people are known to hate across the world, I'm all for it. Fuck it, might as well.
Yeah, but you know how embarrassing it would be. Say it's your favorite player right now in the league. They get called out, or he's arguing with somebody.
Yeah,
they start fighting and they get knocked out in the middle of the game.
I'd be sick if I see like Lamar get laid out, bro. Especially like a playoff game, I'll be so fucking mad, bro. I'm like, bro, we can't have shit. Like
So see, this is what I would do. I would allow a fight per game up until the playoffs. After the playoffs, we're not doing that. After the playoffs, let's cancel it, play our normal game. But during the season, Let it happen. Or
That's
maybe not every game, right?
Yeah.
Maybe every quarter, every 4 games, there's a fight allowed per game in a prime time game every Sunday night.
So you get granted one fight with no fines, no suspensions. You get one fight, let's say every 4 years in the NFL. You get your one fight in, you just add it up to here. Fuck it, I'm gonna knock his ass out right here on prime time NBC TV right here, the 8:20 game, knock his ass out. I get that part, okay. It's just like, especially in the playoffs, if we didn't do playoffs, it would be horrible because it was bad that they lost. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck it, we lost anyway. I got my anger built up from us losing. They're going to fight extra harder. You know what I mean? So
no playoffs, just regular season. You knock somebody out, and let's see. Let's see how to make it even more competitive. Say whoever wins the fight, do a fan vote, right?
yeah,
You watch the fight, you do a fan vote through the TV, whatever. Text who won right now. Whoever the winner is of the fight, the team gets an first down or something. We're not gonna do points because that's just ridiculous. First down.
Okay. So let's say it's fourth down, team doesn't get it. I'm just gonna start a random fight. If I'm a lineman, I'm gonna pick one of the fucking cornerback over there, and I know damn well I'm gonna whoop his ass, get the first down for the team. I think it has to be reasonable. Like it has to be O-line versus D-line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Yeah, it
can't running backs and safeties or running backs and linebackers. Yeah, sure, but let's not put an offensive lineman on a cornerback. Yeah,
if you see fucking Quentin Nelson and Darius Slay squaring up like that, you know what I mean? That ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? So
some rules where like weight per weight, winner gets the first down or winner gets 5 yards. Winner gets 5 yards of that fight. And then everybody watches it, everybody puts a text in. You think people are not going to tune in? Of course they are. Especially imagine on Twitter the amount of traction somebody getting bodied out there is gonna allow.
Somebody I do want to see get knocked out. I just thought about this. Eli Apple. I hate him. I fucking hate him.
Put AJ Brown on Eli Apple.
Yeah.
Middle of the game, middle of the field. Mollywopping everybody. I promise you that even if Eli Apple wins the fight, AJ Brown's gonna win the fan vote because everybody hates Eli Apple. The Eagles will get 5 yards.
Yeah, him and Juju as well. I can't stand Juju. Like I would love to see Juju and Eli Apple get just laid out in the middle of the field. You know what I mean? So I'll be cool with that. But well, is it like that in hockey though? If somebody wins a fight, do they get rewarded, or is it just like y'all scrapping and that's just it?
No. So I mean, the hockey is a little bit different. They've also calmed down the amount of fights, but they still have them. And it's just like whoever was involved in the altercation, like they were arguing or whatever, they go to like a circle or they go to the middle of the hockey floor because that's not a field, so a hockey floor, and they just start hating. One grabs they grab you by the pads because hockey people wear pads too. They grab each other one arm in the pads and the other arm just haymakers. Absolutely haymakers. Let me see if I can find one, man. You gotta find one of these.
That's funny for somebody to say, you know what, fucking bro, meet me in the fucking ice rink right now, bro. We can go at it right here. That's fucking crazy. That's
why a lot of hockey players don't have they don't have teeth because they just be straight bodying each other.
Damn. That's low-key more dangerous than football. Now that I think about it.
So let me see if I can find one here.
All right, bet.
Hold up. Before we head out of here. See? You see how like they were already like involved in something?
Yeah.
Screw it.
Oh shit. The helmet's off? Okay. Oh man, yeah. I was gonna say, the helmet comes off, bro. You gotta stop that shit.
Yeah, no, you gotta stop it. See? Oh, all right.
Fuck it. He threw the stick down. He said, "You know what? Fuck it." What's going on? Holy shit. Okay, no, that's funny. Okay.
That's funny as fuck. I don't know. It's just the fact that they're on in skates. They threw the stick down. They said, "Fuck it, bro. Run these hands right. Run me my hands right now." I was like,
I don't know, man. You know what? When we edit this video, we're gonna put a post up on TikTok. Do you vote yes or no for a fight per game allowed? No penalty.
And so that shit would get ugly. I already know the first fight. If that were to happen, the first fight is going to be definitely O-line, D-line, easily.
Oh yeah,
easily. That's just gonna get ugly.
You know, you see one of the Bosa brothers. You know, the Bosa brothers always get held or they get blocked back all the time. One of them get tired of it. They call the other person an N-word. It's over. The straight haymakers going to be allowed.
Imagine the Bosa brother calling somebody N-word, call somebody out, and then they win the fight.
Hey, bro, I'll be sick too, but what the hell can you do at that point?
Yeah. Now you're gonna say it more because now he feels invincible.
yeah, man. I don't know, but yeah, I saw that on the podcast. I thought I would ask, but definitely I want to put it up to the audience and see what they say.
Like I know for a fact, Tyron Smith will whoop Bosa's ass. Jordan Bosa, Nick, Tyron Smith will whoop their ass for sure. And like you think of somebody else, Trent Williams, but even though their teammates, so that wouldn't work out. But I think Trent Williams will whoop either one of the Bosa brothers' ass too as well. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I would love to see that. But if it's somebody that I know is not gonna win, like I'm just like, bruh, like man knows how to pick fights, bro. Because if it was Tyron Smith, somebody I know would win the fight, I'll be all for it. But yeah, man, that's funny. I'm definitely excited to see that poll, the results of that poll, especially on Twitter and TikTok. I don't know. You kind of convinced me to kind of be okay with it, but I'm not fully sold yet because if I see Lamar Jackson get knocked out, I'm fighting. I'll be sick as hell. So.
Yeah.
So, but all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. That's all we have for you today. We will be back next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. Hopefully, we hope to have a full panel next week for you guys. But appreciate you tuning in. As always, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at 352 Blitz. If you go to either one of those sites, we have a link tree in the bio. You just click the bio, and they'll take you to all of our pages. You can just follow us there. Show us some love. Also, get involved. Give us your thoughts. If you disagree with anything we say, we are more than open to talk with you guys about what you guys want to say, hear what you guys want to say. Open to hear about your guys' takes and everything, too, as well. It can't get worse than what Seabass says. I promise you, we've seen horrible takes. So nothing you say can be stupid or worse than what he says. I promise you.
Daily horrible takes by Seabass. Hey, man. And breaking news, apparently Shannon Sharp has reached a buyout with FS1 and Undisputed that ends his partnership with Skip Bayless. So it will be Undisputed will be done. I don't know when, but it looks like the buyout was done.
Damn. So Stephen A left Skip Bayless. Now Shannon Sharp leaving Skip Bayless.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah. Like the fact that he hates on LeBron all these years, LeBron still never spine kind of tells me everything I need to know about him. but yeah, that's crazy. We'll talk about that more, especially when we get more news and more info on it for next week. But yeah, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys who tuned in. And like we say, seriously, get involved, guys. If you repost a take on TikTok or Twitter or anywhere, give us a comment. We want to hear what you guys got to say. Like I said, it cannot get worse than what Seabass says to us. I promise you. He knows nothing about football. It still opens his mouth. Okay, please talk to us. We want to hear it for sure. But unless you got anything, Ed, we're ready to go.
No, we appreciate everybody tuning in and interacting with our TikToks and everything like that. Keep doing that. And like he said earlier, hopefully we have a full panel next week so we can have more different takes.
For sure. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Y'all take care.